Ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus. Again, I'm taking advantage of this moment to see if I can share something with you that might mean something. I want you to know that the reason that I end up preaching, and I'll just say that now since it's all I talk about, is because it has information that would free us from the bondage that we're in. And I have to keep on doing it because it sounds too good to be true, and people are not listening for one reason or another. That's the way it is. But I want to say, as I've always said, ladies and gentlemen, that the power that made that blue sky and mixture of made all of us to live as though we were in heaven. No one above us or below us. The only power that we really yield to is God and love one another. The deception was set in, and people were deceived, and they've always stayed there. Now, in America, just to give you an idea of what I'm talking about, in setting up this system, and what it basically means when I say setting up this system, it means a system without the invisible God having any real impact on the system, but rather the system as it has set up, it replaces God for us here in America. At least that's what America is saying to us. And we give our allegiance to America whether we know it or not by following the dictates of America. Now, America has broken itself down in at least two major parts. That's Republican and Democrat. Now, the Republican got his philosophy of conservatism. Democrats got his philosophy of liberalism. Not necessarily that the people felt this way, but when the institutions were set up, they were given these definitions, and people, based upon how they felt, could fall into any category they chose. And so you had the Republican and you had the Democrat. And they weren't in agreement with one another. It was designed that they would not be in agreement. Did you hear what I said? They were designed that they would not be in agreement with one another. Why? Because in order for the world to continue to exist, absent of God, is that it has always have to be in confusion. There gotta be chaos. Something gotta always be going on that takes its mind off the truth. That way, you can administer as many lies as you want, and you don't know what the truth is, as is happening in the United States of America today. But nevertheless, God did not leave us out here alone. Somebody, every now and then, rises up. Now, for me, I'll just use me. I'm not going to be talking about somebody. I'm going to talk about me. What that spirit did something for me that I appreciate, and no human being on the face of the earth could have ever done it. And so what I do, I give allegiance and authority to that power I can't see, instead of the power that I can see. And that's why I'm out here talking to you guys, and I give you this information free. I don't sell it to you. I do this as my life's work. I don't get paid one penny. That's why I can't fix my car up or keep my house building up while it's falling apart, and can't do other things. You know, can't go visit my dead relatives or go to their funerals or go visit them when they're sick before they die, because I don't have any money. Why? Because I live in a system that's ran and under the control of the evil one. The evil one, not of love, but the evil one. Now, ladies and gentlemen, now, when I say this, I want to make a difference about the preaching part. There is supposed to be, here on earth, people who know God and represent God. Their purpose is not to be a part of the Republican Party, Conservative Party, or the Democratic Liberal Party. Their duty is not to be a part of that. Those people are divisionaries. Divisionaries? I don't know if that's a word or not. But we are supposed to be the one with the truth. If you can call it Christianity, you can call it anyone, Muslim, you can call it anything that you want to call it. As long as it's dealing with the truth, it's legit. If it's not dealing with the truth, it's fake. It's a lie. It's evil. And see, those who deal with the truth, they don't care about whether you're a Republican or Democrat. They care about righteousness. And this is what they give life to, righteousness. So you won't be confused. Because one day you might be going with the Democrats, next day going with the Republicans, just as confused as can be. But you need somebody who knows the truth, who stands and represents the truth, and don't bend for nothing, to give you some guidance. That's not happening, not in America, and that's not happening anywhere in the world. And so I want you, ladies and gentlemen, I know you think that you got to go to hell. Yeah, I'm telling you, you've already gone to hell. You're in hell right now. Now, you might have heard that there are places that hell is much, much worse than this. Well, let me tell you something, ladies and gentlemen. In other places of the world, it is much worse than this. That's the part of hell that's worse than this. That's where you find people grabbing their little babies, getting on logs and inner tubes, trying to get in the ocean, trying to get to anywhere that there might be a little bit of love, a little bit of love, a little bit of love. And now when they start putting up walls and thinking about putting up moats and alligators, they telling you ain't no love there. No love, it might have used to been there. But love don't live here anymore. And so that says that the Republican Party, the Democratic Party, and any church organization that's supposed to be representing God are in unison. They are in concert working against God. Now, I'm going to tell you this and tell you, and I don't care what you think about me. I'm telling you the truth as it has been given to me. If, my friends, if your association with God was real, the world wouldn't be like it is. And the fact that you do call yourself associated with God, that's because what you do does not affect the system in any kind of negative way. I mean, you got the devil coming to church now, going out taking pictures in front of the church with a Bible in his hand, upside down. But they don't care nothing about that. And the evidence of it is that so many of the so-called people of God are over there supporting the devil. Well, that's okay, ladies and gentlemen. That's just an indication that you don't know who you are. You do not know who you are, and you've been still living in bondage and in blindness. One more thing I want to say to you. You think God would not allow you to go to hell? Of course, God has to allow you to go to hell. Why? Because that's the way the system works. The system works, and God doesn't send anybody to hell. You take yourself to hell. You know the statement that says you shall reap what you sow? That has a purpose. That was a purpose. I mean, that has purpose. And it's to show you something, to teach you something. If you don't like it when you start doing certain things that you do like, and other folks hurt other people, then it will come back toward you and hurt you the same way it hurt other people. It teaches you something. That's the purpose of it. And if you ignore it and don't learn anything, it's going to take you to the worst point you can get. The worst point you can get is what you call purgatory. I don't know if it's called purgatory or not, but I put it this way, the deepest part of hell. Because all of us are living in hell today. And even if you got a lot of money, you still living in hell. If you got good women and however, everything that you claim to be successful in this country, you still living in hell. And the killing part about it, you have to go through everything that anybody else got to go through to get out of here. And since you have put all your faith, since you put all your trust in that money and all that stuff that you got and what you had to do to get it, you ain't going to be getting to heaven too soon. Why? Because you ain't going to be wanting to give it up. And probably the only way you give it up is when it's taken from you. If you are so abused that it doesn't mean anything, then you have to come to reality right quick. Then you wake up. Let's hope it's not too late. But even in hell, people trying to get out. They get there, they're trying to get out. But, you just don't jump out. You got to walk out. And how do you walk out? By learning wisdom, how to get out. And I'll tell you my way, ladies and gentlemen, the way it's been given to me, is to show love. Love, it's a simple thing. The wonderfulness that you can imagine for yourselves. Imagine at least that for anybody else and everybody else. They ain't got to have that same thing, but they got the freedom, they got the liberty, they got the joy, they got the prosperity, they got peace of it. Now, if they can do that, and if all you guys can do that, all you satisfied, baby, that's a house built together. That's a house joined together by love. And can't nothing put it apart. You heard that story that goes, what God has put together, let no man put asunder? Well, I just want to leave that with you, ladies and gentlemen. I could be talking a long time. I've been talking almost 10 minutes. I know you got a headache, but I also know I said some good stuff to you. You can accept it if you want to. That's on you. My job was to come sit down out here in this park, Ojibwe Park in Woodbury, Minnesota, and say these truths to you. All right? Talk to you later. Probably the day you know I can't go all day without making at least 2 or 3. Goodbye.